Restoring men in history, you will be punished. Lessons, Daniel Penny. Yes, rule of law, but also courage. And the message the left is sending men, which affects you. Oxford Language states rule of law is the restriction of arbitrary exercise of power by subordinating it to well-defined and established law, and courage, which we want to talk about too, mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. Daniel Penny had courage. He stood. What happens when you have courage but not rule of law, or a two-tier justice system, whichever you want to call it? What kind of country do you want to live in? Let's go to a little piece that introduces you to what happened to Daniel Penny, and then we'll get to the message after I finish that piece. If you like our message, please like. That helps the algorithm. Subscribe and hit that notification button. Thank you very much. Daniel Penny's fight to be free illustrates a leftist two-tier justice system. Sean Fleetwood, Federalist.com. On Wednesday, a Manhattan judge denied a motion to dismiss several indictments filed against Marine Daniel Penny. And this is going to hold up, this story, no matter when you watch it, because the point is not this specific instance. To dismiss several indictments filed against Marine Daniel Penny in relation to the death of an erratic ex-convict. The incident in question occurred on May 21st, so think about this. Brian, Daniel Penny's already been dealing with this since May 21st. This is how they can affect your life, the left, in lawfare courts. When Jordan Neely, who had been arrested, get this, how many times do you think had this guy already been arrested? Jordan Neely, 44 times. Typical, right? For criminal conduct, and at the time had an outstanding warrant for felony arrest, but they probably don't want to pick those up in New York, right? He began threatening and getting violent. What did he say? Now, during the episode, Neely allegedly kept repeating these phrases: "I'm going to kill you." How would you take that if you were standing there? What would you do? "I'm prepared to go to jail for life." What does that mean? I'm willing to die. I'm willing to die, he says it. If somebody's willing to die, that's a threat. If you heard that, what would you do? What action would you take? In response, Penny and two of his fellow passengers attempted to restrain Neely. This is from the piece, which involved the former placing the latter in a headlock. Neely ultimately died during the encounter, with New York City medical examiner ruling the death a homicide. Penny, who is currently free on $100,000 bail, was indicted by a grand jury in June on one count each of criminally negligent homicide and second-degree murder. So he's already been going through this as long as February now. If convicted, the former Marine could face up to, get this, 19 years in prison, ladies and gentlemen, 19 years, according to the New York Post. Who knows what will happen in New York? That's the problem with no rule of law with a two-tier justice system, right? In his Wednesday ruling, Judge Maxwell Riley reportedly denied Penny's motion to dismiss the manslaughter case because of alleged issues with prosecutors' instructions to the grand jury, and claims that the medical examiner didn't establish that Penny's actions killed Neely. According to the Post, Wiley claimed Neely's death certificate and testimony from the case's medical examiner provided enough corroboration to establish that the defendant's actions caused the death of Neely. The next court hearing is March 20th, ladies and gentlemen. So he's still got to wait. He's paying the price. What's he paying the price for? Unequal application of the law. In America, we want it to be equal application of law, equal under the law, right? Whereas Penny's ongoing prosecution and the criminalization of defending oneself and others against a threatening agitator is egregious. What's particularly offensive is city residents' unequal application of a single standard of justice, and we've talked about that, right? Who partake in similar acts of alleged misconduct. Watch this. Queens resident Jordan Williams was a different color. He was black. He was charged by the Brooklyn prosecutor in June for his role in the death of an ex-convict on a Brooklyn subway. Very similar, right? And here's what we're looking at when we look at rule of law misapplication, even though it's a different area. Video footage of the incident reportedly showed ex-con Quadrago or something, I don't know the pronunciation, choking Williams and slugging his girlfriend. Actions which resulted in Williams stabbing Quadraro and the latter's death. So this guy stabbed too. Didn't use a chokehold. This led prosecutors to charge Williams with manslaughter and criminal possession of a weapon. So this guy had a weapon. See this? Watch. Penny didn't, right? Unlike Penny, however, prosecutors' request that Williams be placed on a $100,000 cash bail was denied by the local judge. Judges matter, folks. Less than a month later, a grand jury dismissed Williams' charges altogether. So he's gone free. He's not dealing with this. Doesn't seem to be rule of law, right? Doesn't seem to be equality under the law. It seems to be a two-tier justice system, one for victims, one for oppressors, right? Marxism likes that. Now, the author says neither Penny nor Williams should have been charged in the first place. Both men were clearly defending themselves and others against threatening agitators. But NYC residents' decision to indict Penny and not Williams is further emblematic of Democrats' worldview. Sure is. That is an issue. The American left doesn't believe in a single standard of justice, right? And we have seen this in many areas, in many places, right? Remember Trayvon Martin. Rather, it supports and actively and fosters a system that levies punishment based on one's political affiliation, we talk about this, or identity, such as race or sexual orientation, not the merits of the case. It's through this distorted worldview that NYC believed that Williams, who was black and therefore oppressed, should go unpunished, while Penny, who was white, therefore privileged and an oppressor, should have the book thrown at him. For Democrats, the facts don't matter, he goes on to say, and that's the court piece. What's next for Daniel Penny? There you see rule of law, two-tier or three-tier system, whichever you want to call it, of justice system, because they have many tiers, I think, actually. One for elites, too, right? One for color, one for elites. One if you're the wrong political affiliation, right? Will Daniel Penny face a civil lawsuit? This is my question. Will he next? That could get him in years longer, and he could lose all his money, right? Lawfare. Now, this goes also to the soul of America, and this is what I wanted to get to and talk about, Brian Kaiser. We teach manly virtues in Restoring Men in History. What kind of message is this sending to boys and men? You should always think before you react, but many more are going to think in a different way too. What's the other message? This is a way to stop you from defending an innocent person. Jump in, defend an innocent, and you're the wrong color, we will go after you. If the bad guy's the right color, we'll defend him. Now, that's the rule of law part. There's the other message is this. If you have courage as a man, you will what? You will be punished. And this is the theme of the left. Stand for a politician, the wrong guy, we will punish you. Through lawfare, through other. Give to the wrong guy. Help an innocent person. You're in the wrong city or state, blue, you will be punished. What matters is what pushes their narrative forward, what pushes their agenda forward. Victim and oppressor. Marxism pushes that. One walked away and had charges dismissed, one did not. What you want is equal application of the law, but here's the more important thing, and we've seen this over and over in different states, due process. What do you think boys and men will take from this? This is a breakdown of us handling our things. This is a breakdown of teaching courage. This is a breakdown of self-reliance. It's a mindset. Don't help others. It's dangerous. Don't help others. We'll make you infamous. You step out. Don't put your head up. We'll knock it down. Don't be in the community. Keep your head down. Keep it in that phone. Don't look at what's going on. Don't pay attention. Let us do what we want. My buddy Scott sends me a lot of videos. He sent me a lot of these Twitter videos where all these teens were knocking down older women or people. They had a particular theme. People would be standing around and watching. No one called it out. No one got involved. There's going to be more of that if we keep headed down this way. Do we want men of courage that stand or withdraw? And you've got to be smart now. That's a tough one, right? Because you don't want to see your friend going to jail. I mean, you're in a blue city with the wrong prosecutor and the wrong judge. You could be going to jail for 20 years. You could ruin your life, not be able to protect your wife, your girlfriend, or whomever you love. Again, you might not ever see them for 20 years, hardly. So they've got you where they want you, right? Courage. Do we want to teach that or not? You jump in, help an innocent person, you will be punished. Be atomized, do your own thing, don't be involved in the community, and go your own way. Stick up your head, we'll knock it down. And that's the lesson on the left. What do we say all the time here? You get rid of the strong men of courage, you can do whatever you want for the rest of society. Thank you. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button. We appreciate it.